So the reading on framing that I've asked you to engage with gives more of the history of the idea as constructed by many people in different disciplines. You could do this with most of the concepts that we engage with in this class. And so framing was one that it seemed to make good sense to look at how it's understood more broadly than just looking at how one theorist understands it. So what you have there is, in the article that was assigned, is more a review of the literature, if you've ever heard that phrase. You're reviewing how many people understand framing. So we can look at framing from the point of view of psychology, sociology, and it is used by us all the time. That unpacking of what's in our mind that Bourdieu asked us to do in understanding habitus, that is to begin, in the way I see it anyway, is to begin to understand how we frame what's going on around us, what's going on in us, who we are, and where we fit in the world, how we understand our culture. So I have training in journalism, and framing is a super important concept in the training of journalists, because what journalists are doing is they are telling stories about what is happening, usually what is happening right now. And so you find a lot of detail in the body of a story that gives you some dates, people who are involved, what people are doing, what the journalist thinks is important about that. And then journalists will spend about half of their writing time constructing the lead of their story. So the lead of the story is the first sentence that you read. And what that sentence does is it frames how you're going to be asked to understand the description of what happened. Journalists don't use a thesis, but in a sense, the lead is a thesis, because it's saying, this is what is most important. And it says, this is a story about riots, or this is a story about legitimate protest, or this is a story about public health, or maybe it's a story about economics. So we frame how those stories, how we're going to ask our readers to understand them. When we walk into a situation, we frame it from our point of view. When other people look at us, they frame us from their point of view. So framing is going on all the time. It's very important. And we can use it as a theory to study how one of the ways in which communication is shaping culture, and how culture is shaping communication. And I bet you knew I was going to say that.